September 24th, 2019. We stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hello, Madam City Clerk and Deputy City Clerk Thompson. Could you call the roll?
And Housing Authority.
Any persons wishing to address City Council, Assessor Agent, Housing Authority on any items on today's agenda may do so at this time. Hearing no comment, we move on to item 1, CSA 1 and H1.
Move allow payments.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
City Council, Successor Agency, and Housing Authority members. Dodson.
Aye.
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 Butts.
Aye. Consent calendar items 2 through 12.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members. Dodson.
Aye.
No, he's not here.
But he
Rowland.
didn't vote
Aye.
no.
He abstained.
Aye. DR1.
Staff report recommending adoption of a resolution establishing for the fiscal year 2019.
Move items 1 and 2.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members. Dodson.
Aye.
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 Aye. Mr. Sparza, just for informational purpose, could someone on your staff explain the adoption of the appropriations limit per the Gann Amendment?
Yes. Yes, Ms. Buchanan is on her way right now. I just phoned, talked to her.
All right. We'll move on. DR2.
Move adoption.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Aye.
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 Aye. A1,
Thank you, Mayor. No oral report.
CM1,
Thank you, Mayor. No oral reports from the city manager.
CC1.
On September the 28th and the 29th, voting. They won't be actually voting. It's mock.
Madam Clerk, they need you to be a little closer to the mic because they're not getting on TV.
Sorry.
Everyone out there in TV
If I
land.
get any closer, I'll be kissing it. Again, the dates are September the 28th and the 29th between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And it's the LA County, they're holding a mock election. And it's for the public to be able to learn how to work the machines, and if they have any questions, they will be able to answer those questions as well. And if they're interested, if anyone's interested, call the city clerk's office. That's 310-412-5280, and we'll give you a list of some locations that they will be at that might be close to you. And then the other thing is today is National Voter Registration Day, and if you're not registered, let's do this today. And you can stop by the city clerk's office. We might even share some cookies with you if you
Oh,
do
my
it.
goodness.
But we
Bribing
decorate,
people.
but we decorated our office so it looks really presidential. So you should
Nice.
at least come to see that.
Nice.
Thank you very much. That's the end of my remarks.
And Ms. Horton, going back to the mock voting, do they need to take anything
No.
with them? They could just
just
show up and play
themselves.
with the machine. Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, we don't have staff here, but the Gann Amendment was placed into the California Constitution in 1979, and it places a limit on the growth of expenditures for publicly funded programs. So I just wanted people to understand that. And so you can cancel, Ms. Buchanan. CT1, there'll be no treasurer's report. Public comments. Any persons wishing to address the city council on any matter connected with city business not elsewhere considered on the agenda may do so at this time.
We are still trying to get a field for the lacrosse clinic for my daughter. I've emailed everybody I thought I could email, Parks and Rec, the mayor's office. Like I said, the U.S. Lacrosse is behind this, as well as the U.S. Olympics. This is a really big deal, huge deal. And so I'm just, like I said, time is precious right now because we had it planned for October the 14th, and we could still pull this off. If we could just, it doesn't have to be a park, it could be a school. We just need some grass, and we will mark it off. We'll make sure that we leave it just as nice as when we found it. Like I said, my daughter is Ashlyn Witt, and she's a Girl Scout here in Inglewood, and she is trying to bring lacrosse to African American girls, and that's our goal. So we thank you, and we need you.
Thank you. Welcome, Owen.
All right, sir. We're already at the end of the meeting, right? It's a fast one.
That's
today.
a fast one,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
You got here late, Owen.
Mayor, council, and members of the audience, just wanted to point out and give you an update at the Miracle Theater. We've got a number of shows coming up, but there's one this Thursday evening, and I'll leave some flyers. It's a woman named Lucabella. She's from Cape Verde. She'll be singing in Portuguese. The show starts at 8:30. If anyone's interested in coming down, please let me know. We have a group of free comp tickets that I know who to talk to. It will be a great show. But and just to give you a sense of who she is, she will go from the Miracle Theater in downtown Inglewood and then play the Kennedy Center next week. Just to give you a sense.
Great.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just wanting to do a reminder that the NAACP is having a human trafficking event right here at City Hall Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning to 12:30. Everybody's invited. This is a very important issue for the community, so we would love your support, be able to come out. Thank you so much.
Okay. With that, we will close. Oh, you have one more? Come on in, Stuart. Thank you.
Good afternoon, staff, city council, and public. This weekend is going to be a very busy weekend. We have the shredding event at the high school. We also have Councilman Padilla's 5K run.
Councilman Dodson.
I'm sorry.
I know, it seems like everything is Alex's. I know.
I am strong. I apologize, really I do. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. But the 5K run is coming up this weekend, and I will be helping you out this weekend, sir. You know, there are good things going on in the city, thanks to mostly you guys and the staff and all the people that you have hired to run this city. We, as citizens, see it, and we would just like to say thank you. And on that note, everyone have a beautiful week, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I just want to thank you and the City Council and other staff for coming out to support the Chamber's Police Fire Appreciation. It was very well received. We had 260 people there. And
269.
269. Forgot about us on the dice. But very well received, excellent event, and the recipients, they really appreciated those, so thank you.
My name is Willie A.G., and I live in the beautiful city of Inglewood, California. You know, about 7 years ago or something, and I stood here in this mic, and when I found out that Madison Square Garden was buying the Foreman, and I think I was about the first one to welcome, that they would be a shining star on the hill. And for a long time, they really were. But I want them to catch up. You know, I'm tired of looking at the shrubbery around the farm. I'd like to see some beautiful palm trees representing the city of Inglewood. And you know, I hope they're listening, and that would make me happy. 54 years resident, so I hope they do something about that. Palm trees.
Thank you. With that, we'll close public comment. Any council comments? Councilman Dotson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I got to say, if you missed this past weekend, it's a really treat for the city of Inglewood. Donald Bly's tennis complex, the mayor and Council Franklin, Councilman Padilla, and myself was out there. Everyone who came out to reopen the tennis courts at Edward Vincent Park, I want to thank all of you, because without you, that don't happen. And especially this council. I mean, it took some foresight, mayor, and things that normally citizens don't do. We had one young lady, Doris Obie from 40 Love. She really went and worked out on this thing. I also want to thank Park and Rec Director Sabrina Barnes and her staff, Public Works Lewis, Atwell, and all the two project engineers, Bortrice and Kendrick, for all of their time and work that they put into this project. And look, if you haven't been out there to see these courts and these restrooms that they put in out there, you're missing a treat. This is Inglewood. This is New Inglewood. You need to go out there and take a look at that. Bring your family. This coming Saturday, the City of Champions 5K at Edward Vincent Park. There's still time for you to register to run, walk, skate, no skating, but run or walk in this 5K. Again, for information on this event, go to City of Champion 5K.com. And see this flyer around somewhere, pick it up. Gives you all the information to get to the 5K. And Mayor, I really appreciate the effort and the help that you've given us to put this 5K on. And that goes to all you guys as well.
Thank you.
All of you for coming.
Thank you, Councilman Dotson. Councilman Franklin, District 4.
Yes, I also want to reach out to the men and women in the uniforms that are first responders. It's a great honor to know that they are dearly appreciated, and we was able to share that thanks to the Chamber acknowledging it. You know, you call it the Police and Fire Appreciation Day. I remember guns and hoses. We used to use that phrase. But I personally want to recognize the Inglewood police officers, Officer John Osmus and Officer Eric Quintanar, on their heroic efforts that they provided for saving a life for an individual who was attempted to jump off the Manchester Bridge onto the 405 freeway. I also want to reach out and thank this council and the city and Parks and Recs for naming a tennis court after a long time, 53-year active volunteer resident on how to play tennis. And Don Bly, and I go back many years, and he clearly is one of those individuals that wants to bring up the youth and our future. So hats off to him for time well spent, and he clearly deserves that recognition. I also am now gearing up for the future, and that is the electrical vehicles, and we now have EV stations that was dedicated as this past weekend, and it was great to see the stations, but also the different variety of vehicles and the different prices and the distance of how far you're able to travel. For those that are Kaiser members, I had the pleasure also on Saturday to get my flu shot, so I will be healthy for around you for a while. And then furthermore, I'm just thank the city staff and particularly Sabrina Barnes and her team, because it seems like every weekend they have another event they have to prepare for, and you just take it lightly, but you enjoy the fruits of their labor. And I just clearly want to personally say thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Morales, District 3.
I'd like to start with the, just to thank everybody for the electrical vehicle resources that were opened up on Saturday. By the way, one thing that I want to point out is that this week, I believe, is that everything is no charge to go there and become a member, and I believe they give you a certain amount that's free. And I just want to say what it means to the community, because before we get all of the things like electrical vehicles and like we start to really move up in what we do here, before that, we need the resources. If we didn't have this service station, it would be difficult to get an electric vehicle and go find out where the closest place to fill up is. I mean, those are things that matter to a community. Here it's going to be right in front of City Hall. I just thought it was an amazing step for the city, and the fact that they're looking at putting them in a variety of different areas once they test it here. So that's great. And I didn't want to get by but without also acknowledging the police and fire luncheon. Thank you very much, Eric, for putting that together. It turned out great. And honestly, it was the best attended one I've seen. Is that correct? And it was full. And I know that we don't do enough for our police officers and our firemen. It just was a day that we could just kind of walk around and thank them. I can't tell you guys, you give us all peace of mind. We know that. Even when you're missing here, we feel it. So try not to miss again, guys. Anyway, thank you very much. And thank you, Eric, for putting that together. That's it, Mayor.
Okay, but we do pay our police and fire well. We try and thank them as best we can. So let's not
That's how we thank them, everybody.
forget that. The event, the police fire event, it was a milestone. There were 269 people there. Now, to give you perspective, for an event here in Inglewood of that stature, we'd probably get 100, 120 people, and that would be a big event. 269 people is huge, and it reflects not only how the community feels about our public safety people, but also all those others from outside the city that wanted to be part of an event because it's in Inglewood. It's a reflection of the brand and the stature of the city. And so I want to congratulate Eric Hawley and all of his staff at the Chamber for putting on such a magnificent event. I enjoyed it. It was a little long, but we're going to work on that. But nobody left. And so thanks again to the police and fire fighters that serve us. And with that, we're adjourned.